and if drama's over here,
You go right to it with a spoon.
Hello, this is Lance.
I have decided we're going to call the Midwest Mangler live on the radio, and hopefully there he is.
Hello.
What's going on,
Hey.
sir? I wanted to get an update from you on everything going on MWE.
Hold on. Are you there?
I'm there. I've got John Moser. I got Michael
What's up,
Nagy.
Jiggy? How are you?
Pretty good, actually. You've got a big show coming up next weekend, and we had a little bit of time
Absolutely,
here.
December the 9th.
So I wanted to get you on and have you plug it for us.
Well, December the 9th, Mount Hope, Kansas. It's going to go down, and we're going to unveil for the first time ever, we're going to unveil the MWE Heavyweight Championship. The first ever gold to come to MWE, and it's going to be on December the 9th in Mount Hope.
Sweet.
So be there. You know, you get MWEProWrestling.com. You can get your tickets now. You can go to, check the book and get yours right now because they're going like hotcakes right now. Get your full tickets reserved online for $15. The regular adult ticket at general admission is $10 and a child's $57. So go ahead and get your tickets now, guys. Come to the only real wrestling show.
Hey, any updates on the Crown Uptown one? When's that, the 16th or something? Or
The Crown Uptown is December the 29th.
Okay, sorry.
That's going to be a couple of weeks out from December the 9th, and I tell you, we've got some big names coming to that show. We've got a lot of good guys. Mr. Fitness 2 is going to be out there. My son, Christian Temple, MWE's own, is going to be out there. And then yours truly, I think we've got Simone Predator even making both shows. So
Sweet.
It's going to be an action-packed show. It's going to be the first ever, real wrestling show to hit the streets here, and we're ready to go with it, Jiggy.
Now, me and Mosier were talking here about the idea of Mr. Fitness 2. I am a huge Mr. Fitness 2
I love
mark.
that gimmick. Love it.
How did you get Mr. Fitness 2 involved in MWE?
I've been a big fan of Mr. Fitness myself for a long time. I've worked a few shows with him in Iowa out there, and I think I brought him in. He worked with me in Salina whenever I brought in Brian Knobs for the first time for the first wrestling show that Salina had ever had. I decided to bring in the Nasty Boy Brian Knobs, and so we put on at the factory downtown in Salina. The Nasty Boy was there. We had a 3-day seminar, and everything just took off from there. So it's what was that? Hello?
It was a hell of it was a hell of a deal, by the way.
Everything's all static on your end. I'm not sure.
Well, hey, can I call you back on Skype here in just a few seconds?
Absolutely, man. Bring me back up.
Okay, I'll call you right back. We're going to do this. We are going to call the Midwest Mangler, the biggest star of them all. Forget about what you've heard. Forget about Ferris and Jello fights, all that stuff. We'll call the Mangler. I'm going to have Nagy ask the Mangler some questions.
Dude, I just love how he sounds pumped.
What's up?
He sounds pumped.
Hey, are you gonna have?
I'm not referring to Jiggy or John. I'm referring to any other people sitting in the room.
Yeah, I was just telling Jiggy, I love the energy. You sound super pumped.
I'm just judging off of history.
Hey, is Ken Kelly going to be at those shows? I love that guy.
Ken Kelly is going to be at both shows. Probably going to be a thorn in my damn side once again. But but unfortunately, yes, he's going to be here.
I like that. That guy's entertaining, and he's a great foil for you.
Ken Kelly and I used to be the best of friends. He managed me out in Burlington at Burlington Mania. We've worked well together. And all of a sudden, I don't know, he flew back in from Dallas, and he said, figured he was going to try to pick a fight with the Mangler. But you know what? Ken Kelly hasn't done shit for the Mangler. To the Mangler or anything. There's nothing that Ken Kelly can do to hurt the Mangler. So at the end of the day, what's going to happen is Ken Kelly, the Samoan Predator, Juno Granger, whoever the hell he decides to grab, can't do anything about me, because you know what? This title is going to be unveiled on December the 9th at MWE in Mount Hope, Kansas. But then on the 29th, it's going to be defended for the first time ever for the MWE Heavyweight Championship. There will be a match for the main event, and I'm not going to give anything away right now, but, it's going to be a big main event, and I may be a little bit of a part of it. So, we'll see if anybody's worthy to take that title off my hands, and I'm pretty damn sure there isn't anybody who can stand up to me.
Hopefully,
dude, look what I did to Taz. I turned Taz on their head. I turned everybody on their head whenever I had to come in. The Mangler came to Taz, and now that we're talking this Taz thing, you guys are in Hutch over there in the Swiss Army apartment, and let me tell you, so over there at Taz, the Mangler shows up in Hoisington, and people are so unprofessional and so destructive that I get injured. Now I'm out for 2 to 3 damned weeks. And so I don't show up at Hutch, and they still use the Mangler as a draw. They still use MWE as a draw. But you know what? The MWE's done with Taz. The MWE's over it. The MWE obviously stands supreme and stands tall at the end of the day over all independent wrestling organizations in this state. And that's a fact. And it's a shoot.
Are there any plans to bring a tag team title eventually after you get the heavyweight title established?
There are plans as soon as we have some worthy, talent to, that I feel, is in a good, strong place to be able to carry MWE's reputation on their shoulders. Then we will be introducing multiple different titles, including the cruiserweight title and as well as those tag team titles that John you asked about.
Yeah, I think that would be great.
We will be doing that. I don't know a time frame to tell you.
Oh yeah,
I understand. Now, but I do know that that is something that creatively we're in the works. When in our creative meetings we've talked about.
That's what I was figuring. You get that one.
What do we need to do to bring those in?
You're just getting your heavyweight title established is what is smart. You're getting that done. That's why I was just saying down the line. I knew it wasn't going to be like immediately. It's like, but I think it's great that you're introducing the heavyweight title now, and you're doing it at a perfect time.
Yeah, so we've got a couple of tag teams that I think may be joining us on the 9th. I can't confirm. Obviously, card's subject to change. That cliche. But we might be in the works of getting a couple tag teams down. From over in the northeast. And we might be able to get a couple guys down here to do some work with us. And if if everything works out, and we've got some strong tag teams that are hungry for that gold, that are hungry for that competition, and hungry to get in there and go after it, then by all means we'd introduce a tag team title. And then on the other hand, if we get a bunch of guys that are in there, and we've got a good cruiserweight division, and we've got hungry guys on the same level, then we're going to be introducing that very soon in a cruiserweight title, if you know what I mean.
Oh yeah, perfect sense there. I love how you guys have done everything in Mount Hope. When I've been out there a couple of times, I had the opportunity to. You've got it set up perfect. You do a great job marketing. It's very well put together. I mean, I'm not like kissing your butt or anything like that. I just really truly am impressed with it.
I appreciate it, brother. Yeah, man. It was nice having you out. Have you back there and visit with me while we were doing everything, and kind of see what, how we run things over at Team MWE. And, it's just so nice to be able to have a fixed building we're sitting in. It's right on the highway. It's an easy drive from Wichita, Hutch, Newton, anywhere out here, even McPherson. We've got some great fans that even come from Salina. Those folks in Salina, they figured they'll come to the only real wrestling program in town. So we got fans from everywhere. We've even got, we've got even other wrestlers are coming over and checking out our show. And, I really just think that the value that we brought to wrestling, here's the first deal. Danimal and Lunatic Lenny, they keep coming over and doing things. I think it's been a sabotage since day one, since Lenny stepped foot over there. I think he's been trying to, put his motions in place to get Dan over there, and I think their intention was to take me out. However, I ended up with one injury, but that's a 2 to 3 week recovery. Those guys aren't going to stand up to me whenever I'm fully healed and whenever they're not cheap shotting me. So at the end of the day, we're done with them for now. But everybody can come out to the 9th and check out, the only real wrestling promotion and, see what it's all about, man. And it's nice to have you out there. It's nice to have you, Jiggy, to come out and show support and see what's happening with
Jiggy's man crush, Mangler.
We actually had a video recorded, and I shared it on Facebook. And
I remember
Jiggy
that.
was my main support system out there. He was chanting Mangler, Mangler, and I know he does it every night before he goes to bed too.
Well, he said it was in the shower, though. It was a different story. We don't want to go into great details on that.
In the shower, it's Mangler, 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 Mangler.
Oh my God!
But it is. Hey, listen, I'm not down on anybody for their choices.
Oh, I love this. I love this.
As long as he doesn't Skype chat that shit with me.
Yeah, there you go, Sam.
Now, MWE is next Saturday, the 9th. Samoan Predator, Mr. Fitness 2, Christian Temple, the Mangler, and now, John, you and I got into a conversation at a couple of his shows about this honky-tonk kid.
See, the last couple of times I've seen him, I've really liked him. The first time I was kind of but I've really warmed up to him. I mean, great kid, in this last match he had, I thought was excellent. I mean, he's progressed each
phenomenal.
time.
Him and Mr. Fitness, yes.
That's what I'm saying.
Chemistry in the ring.
I was totally impressed. I mean, like I say, the kid looked a little rough the first time I seen him, then he got better, and then in this last time, when I was out there, I was totally impressed with his match.
Oh, he's growing and he's going, And the thing about the honky tonk kid, he was trained by none other than Seth Rollins at his school, Black and Brave.
Yeah, he's
So we've got, and so was Chaz. I know he wrestled for us a couple times, and we've got so many people from so many different areas. That's the beautiful thing about what I believe is our strong suit over here at MWE. Is we've got so many guys from so many different areas that we can bring in, that are going to come back show after show, and that we're able to structure a main roster of guys that we're able to create these, these wrestlers. They get in there and you're around the same guys day after day, month after month. Eventually, you're going to have heat in the locker room. You're going to have heat in the ring. Things are going to happen. So it's like building a family back there, and we've got this unique feel at MWE where the wrestlers and the storylines go to where everybody can come to a show, and you can follow consistently what has happened from that show, from the show before, and the show before that. And that's the beautiful thing about what I think we do over here is we give the fans what they want, and that's something to follow.
I think his biggest asset so far has been he's really connected with your audience, and every time he's been out there, he's been better. It's like his conditioning's been better every time. Yes. That's his biggest thing. That first match, you probably got tired out, which you understand. But he's got better every time, but he really connects with your audience well.
He absolutely does. When that music hits and that water flies, it's one of those memorable moments for me, whenever I remember growing up watching wrestling. When you hear a wrestler's music, you hear that Hulk Hogan music, or you hear that, Ric Flair music, instantly who's coming through that curtain and what's about to happen in that ring. And I think he's bringing a little bit of that to MWE, and a little bit of that every time he comes to the ring, because the people are on their feet and they're ready to go. And the same goes with Mr. Fitness. He's not a very nice guy out there. He's kind of brutal, and he's not the biggest fan of the fans, if you know what I mean. And
but he is so entertaining.
But the fans love Mr. Fitness, and the fans love the guy. And we got the shake weight section, brother.
DJT Jr.
Oh yeah, we were really loving him, man. It was hilarious.
Now, Michael Nagy is with us. He is a photographer extraordinaire. He went to the Taz show, and they wouldn't let him take photos. They said they had a house photographer. And the minute that he dropped my name, they everything changed, and they're like, nope, you can't take any photos. Michael, talk to the Mangler here. You said you were a big fan of the Mangler when we got him on the phone.
Yeah, I mean, you guys like photos, right? Like you guys like photos, right? Like, if there's multiple photographers, nothing wrong with that. That's why I was like, I'm here to take photos. I mean, these guys like photos, right?
Right. At our shows the only difference is we have guardrails. So we've got the guardrails, and we have one. We have our main production crew. So we actually have a roving system of camera people, and we've got an entire production team in place that while we're doing this filming and everything inside those guardrails, we have one stationary photographer that we've been using since day one. But other than that, there's no problem about taking pictures of the event or of what's going on, as long as it's. And we don't even mind flash photography for that matter.
Oh, that's
it's,
awesome.
No recording, no, nothing of that nature. I know Jiggy tries to. That's one thing he gets away with everywhere he goes somehow. But that's the only thing. That's the only real outlawed thing.
Oh my God. Oh, the Mangler with us today. MWE is next Saturday. It is going to be It's basically going to be a blowfish and a twine factory. This thing is going to be so huge. Tickets available at MWEWrestling.com.
MWEProWrestling.com.
MWEProWrestling.com.
And when you go there, they've got some great merch and everything. It's very well put together how they've got everything.
Doors open at 5. Show starts at 6. It's in Mount Hope, Kansas. It's right there on the highway, K96. Northeast. It's a heck of a deal as far as tickets. Adults $10. Kids 12 and under, 7. Ringside reserve seats are 15. And Mr. Fitness, the Mangler, Christian Temple, Samoan Predator, Honky Tonk Kid. Who else do you have on the? Who else can you tell us is going to be there?
Oh, let me think about it. You know what? I don't want to give too much away. I want you guys to know that we've got our main roster. I can tell you that Kit Reeves is going to be there as well as Cody Wilson. You know, the Cody Wilson. The Cody Wilson and Kit Reeves will both be in the building that night. And I can tell you this, it will be a match between the two of them. You know, last time Cody was with us, he got busted open wide, and it was, he was not well. After that, he had to take a little bit of time off. It was just due to a maneuver that in professional wrestling things happen, and he busted open in the ring. And so Cody Wilson will be making his return. He will be going one-on-one with Kit Reeves, hopefully he's okay, and hopefully he can, pull off some good stuff in the ring. But we'll see if he's all right. I know he was busted pretty bad and got a pretty good concussion, but we'll see if he's healed up all the way to compete with Kit Reeves this Saturday.
Yeah, I remember that.
Now, I have to ask, and as everybody knows, I don't like drama.
Whatever, here it comes.
So I have to ask.
Here it comes, Mangler.
And here's the meat. Here's the meat that I knew you called me about.
Is there ever going to be a possibility that Angel from ECW will be booked on an MWE show?
Without giving anything away, yes.
Awesome. No, I wasn't going to do what we thought I was going to do.
Sure.
I wasn't going to bring up
right there, so just stop.
However, last night on Facebook.
But if you sit there and you don't get Lance involved in this drama, it doesn't have to worry, so you're not getting any more.
He's gonna do it anyway. He'll be tweeting me and mentioning me.
You are. You're like I said. You're his man crush, Lance.
Me and he'll be Snapchatting me, and he'll probably show up at my door now that I was.
It's all right. He's got a video of Pornhub for you or something. He said, but
my top two faves are Derek Stone and the Mangler.
Derek Stone was my man crush first, so stay away from him, okay?
Well, I think Derek. You said your two top favorite wrestlers are Derek Stone and the Mangler.
Yes. Well, and probably.
He says he likes that manager J.M. Steele a lot too, because he's pretty good with his mouth, but that's about it.
The guy too.
Well, I'll have to say that MWE, you guys put a hell of a show together.
I charge by the hour, so to the point.
You guys put a hell of a show together. What other things are you guys doing besides the show in Wichita coming up, the Mount Hope show? You guys are everywhere, it seems.
And soon to be others. Soon to be elsewhere as well.
That's awesome.
We will be announcing some big things. I'm not sure if we will be fully well prepared in a week's time to announce at the MWE show on December the 9th in Mount Hope, Kansas, where you can get your tickets at MWEProWrestling.com.
Look at that marketing.
Get your MWE merchandise. But we will be then going to the Crown Uptown in December, and I believe, I'm not sure if we'll be prepared by that point, but we will be making an announcement at least by the 29th about
future
what
venues,
our upcoming events are going to be, and where we're going next, and some other places that we're very, very excited to work with some very nice people and put on a pretty good product. In some other areas around here.
That's awesome.
Just in time for the new year.
Now, if you got aspiring pro wrestlers, do they go to MWEProWrestling.com to try to see if there's anything about training there? Or?
Absolutely. If anybody's interested, and by the way, that's one thing I would like to mention and push is training. MWE books trained wrestlers, and I'm not saying you have to train at MWE to be a trained wrestler.
Yeah.
You have to train at a qualified professional wrestling training school that was endorsed by somebody important that I recognize as an endorsed professional wrestling school.
Yeah, I was kind of wondering that about the training.
And so on that, we do train at MWE. We train 4 to 5 days a week, depending on what the schedule is.
Wow.
Sometimes we go 7 days a week, depending on what's going on. It's a very intense training. It's the closest thing you're going to get to going to as closely as I can relate it is to like an FCW. We've got the big warehouse where we do our show, and that's right there on 96. But that doubles as our performance center and training facility as well. So we all the time get to train in that 20-foot ring, which is the only 20-foot ring in the entire Midwest, I believe, in action. And
That's awesome.
We do train, and you can find information about that on our Facebook or at MWEProWrestling.com. And I'll tell you what, man, it's one of those things. I've got I've got 9 students right now,
Wow.
9 to 10 students right now, and we've just got one signed up today. We just got done with. Actually, when you were calling me, I was walking in the house from training. And so get your spot and reserve it now. It's a $50 tryout, and that $50 comes off your first month's tuition if you're accepted to the professional wrestling school. Spots are limited, and, spots are running out right now. I don't get very many more people than that because of the fact that I want everybody to have an intimate one-on-one time to be able to learn the things and to go over stuff personally, rather than having 25 people that you just can't focus on everybody at once.
That's cool.
That's a smart game plan there.
Now, Michael, if you went from a photographer to being a pro wrestler, do you have any questions for the Manglers?
That's extreme, but
that's extreme.
How do you guys handle the injuries? Because I know that must happen pretty often. I mean, not major stuff, but you must be banged up pretty much after most shows, I would think.
Oh yeah, as far as injuries go, is that the question? I'm sorry, I missed that.
Yeah.
Yeah, just how you handle it.
How you handle being sore and just stuff like that.
Oh brother, I'm telling you what, I'm sore right now. I came inside and had a nice glass of cold water, and my right leg is hurt. I busted it up doing something in the ring. My left arm's hurt. My right arm is broke right now. Yeah. And so you just deal with it, man.
So you're just kind of used to it, right?
They dealt with it with partying and with other gimmicks and that's not the way the business works now, and that's not the way the world works anymore. So
would you got
to deal with it. I took it. I don't even take Tylenol, man. So I just it's one of those things. I've been wrestling for almost 10 years now, brother. It's one of those things. The aches and pains come with the business, and you know what you're getting yourself into when you get into it.
Would you say it's kind of like after you feel like after you're done with the pro wrestling match, you feel like you just played a football game?
Yeah.
Oh no, you feel like you feel like 2 freight trains hit you going both directions, going the same direction at you.
Especially because when you're in the ring.
Most of the time, most of the time when I get in the ring, I put everything I have into that, because at the end of the day, I'm only as good as my last match. And if I don't put everything into that, if I don't entertain those fans, if I don't do everything that my body allows me to do to make those people stand on their feet and scream or scream and yell and say, "Yay, Mangler," or chant my name, or whether they boo me the hell out of the building, at the end of the day, those aches and those pains, they're well worth it, guys. Because it's those aches and pains. All that is the feeling of being able to go out and entertain those people. And to get, the smile on those kids' faces the same as it was on mine whenever I was 8 years old watching the same thing.
That's cool, man.
Michael, you got any more questions for the Mangler before we let him go?
I was wondering your training routine, because you say 5 to 7 days a week?
Yeah, well, 7 days is rare. I mean, that's whenever we're having a crash week and we're really going hard at everything. But yes, 4 days is a typical week, and those are 3 to 4 hours a day that we're doing those in. Other than that, when we go 5 days, it's usually that 5th day is a cardio day or a strength and conditioning day or something like that. So yes, I mean, as far as the schedule, we have most days are 2 to 4 hours. I mean, anywhere in between. If we get stuck talking about something, and the other thing is it's here in my hometown, so I have the privilege of being able to drive right down the road and be home in a couple of minutes. So I take the extra time, and I always love to have the ability to take the extra time with the students whenever somebody has a question or a concern of, hey, I can't get this, or hey, I can't do this. Then I'll take the time and I'll talk with them, and we'll go over it. We'll get them down to where they're comfortable with their own, with the way they move, I suppose is what you would say.
Yeah,
and
cool.
Then we can really polish them up. I'm really strong on the psychology of wrestling and polishing everything to make it look as crisp as possible.
Cool.
Perfect, man. Well, good luck on the 9th, and I think we'll all try to get out there, okay?
Yes.
I look forward to seeing you guys. I look forward to seeing you guys every time, and hopefully I'll have a little bit of time to come out and say hello after the show's over, and Jiggy, you and I will talk ahead of time, and I'll probably see you. Even unfortunately, I'll see you probably sooner than that.
Well, thank you, sir. Thanks for chatting with us. I appreciate it, brother.
Absolutely. Thanks for the ambush call. No death warning or nothing. I love it.
Ambush call.
Hey, but you did great, so don't worry.
You're a good sport, brother. I appreciate it.
Hey, man, thanks for having me on, bro. You guys have a good one, man.
Thanks, man.
Bye.
There goes the Mangler.
That could
That
be
was
a
a good
classic.
interview.
That could be a classic line. Ambush call.
That was really good interview.
That was good.
Dude, I think this is like a record. 3 really good interviews in one
3 in a
show.
row.
And one of them you didn't have to have me here for, so we can't say it was DJT.
Oh, no, we mentioned you the whole time.
Yeah,
So,
yeah.
Well,
We put you over.
all right.
everybody's still looking for you on Pornhub. I mean, it's like,
That's awesome.
just think I've just made you famous
I
again.
was gonna say, do I need to give you my porn name?
Well, I thought it was Shorty McGillicuddy. Even.
Shorty McGillicuddy.
Close.
Awesome.
Close.
Now, of course, MWE, December 9th, and it's going to be in
Fire,
Mount
Ryan.
Hope, Kansas. So,
Oh, I'm done.
wow.
Yeah, no, I'm an asshole.
So, Michael, what did you think of the Mangler?
Like John was saying, we had 3 good interviews. I mean, he was really pumped. He was excited. He got me pumped up to go. Just you could feel the energy. I really like that.
Yeah.
The excitement.
That's cool. Well, I wasn't going to start any drama.
I was proud of you. I was really proud of you. Because when you were like getting ready to say, I was like, and then you did, and I was like, I'm so proud of you, Jiggy.
This Sunday seems to be the calm after the storm. After Jeff, we had to tone it down a little bit.
Tone it down a little bit here.
It goes in waves.
It goes in waves.